especially, for instance, in the central region. Josephine Simons-Mensah, the lady at the center of the fake pregnancy, actually in the western region, that Takoradi has been fined by the Takoradi District Court, for publication of false news with the intent of causing fear and panic. Well, she's been ordered by the court, presided over by His Honor Michael Ampedu, to pay a fine of 600 penalty units, which is now amounting to 7,200 cedis on count 2 of her offence. She has 14 days to pay the fine. More in this report by Western Regional Correspondent Natalia Kwanzaa.
Takoradi Circuit Court, presided over by His Honor Michael Kujo Ampedu, has fined Josephine Simons-Mensah, the woman at the center of the fake kidnapping and pregnancy case in Takoradi, to 600 penalty units, which is 7,200 Ghana cedis, on the grounds of publication of false news to cause fear and panic on count 2 of her charges. Before her judgment was read today, she was charged with 2 counts of deceiving a public officer contrary to Section 251B of the Criminal Offence Act, and publication of false news with intent to cause fear and panic contrary to Section 208 subsection 1 of the Criminal Offence Act. His Honor Michael Kujo Ampedu, reading her judgment in court, explained that she should have been given a 3-year jail sentence to deter others from her act, but for her current state of pregnancy, which has been proven by doctors at the Takoradi Hospital, she can't be jailed. He explained that the law says you cannot sentence a pregnant person to prison. On the first charge against her, which is deceiving of public officer, the courts acquitted her on the grounds that the law demands that the complainant of the case should be a police officer and the deceit extended to the officer whilst executing an official duty. But in this case, the complainant was Michael Simons, husband of the accused. For Joy News, Natalia Kwanzaa, Western Region.
And on to the Ashanti region now. Residents of Twedie in the Eshima-Kwamama district of the Ashanti region are yet to come to terms with the gruesome murder of a popular restaurant and Washing Bay operator, allegedly by her own brother. Now, 50-year-old Afua Akyaa was pronounced dead after being stabbed multiple times in the neck, arms and stomach. The gruesome murder follows a misunderstanding between the deceased and her elder brother, Kweku, which was later resolved. Eyewitnesses say the deceased had threatened to evict her elder brother, a painter, from her home. My colleague Murde3 has been following that and now reports.
No, na mensamentias no. On next year you will be beer on and so mintias. Yes, yedin ene ya kwesi abia kasa make say medin e coach abusuanu and say sa coach na ye me ya because ye abusuanu e bi si crowd be ye te ho dai crowd be bia da say enuanom ma me ba ko ma we na pen we dinachi why una wo yare nya wo tin wo travel edu cost edu koba e moduani die e ye obi pia why.
Murde3 is joining us via Zoom now for more on this. Murde3, we're just hearing, of course, from one of the concerned family members there. Just to help us understand what he was trying to say and who's this in question?
The uncle of the siblings, Mr. Kwame Owusu Adumakong, who actually, headed mediation efforts to resolve the misunderstanding between the two siblings. And he described the situation as worrying. And for him, it's the first time his family, the Asuna family at Twedie, was experiencing such a thing. And he believes, and he still can't really understand why this could happen between the two siblings.
So what do we know about the other accounts as to what may have triggered this? I'm sure that you've been engaging some of the residents of the area.
Yes, Blessed. The story is that just this Wednesday, the suspect, who is described as Mr. Kwamusu, he is 54 years, or Sekweku, sorry, he's 54 years. So for some time now, he has been putting up, in the house of his younger sister, Afua Akyaa, 50, who is the deceased now. So on Wednesday, because the suspect had gone for a pulse surgery from a private facility in Kumasi, the arrangement was that the sister would have driven her to the hospital for review. But the sister said because she was engaged with other activities, she gave money to the suspect to go to the hospital for the review. But the suspect became offended and insisted that the sister should rather drive her to the facility. So in the course of the ensuing, misunderstanding, she insisted that the brother packed his belongings and leave the house. So the brother went to the family house where he met the uncle, Mr. Adumako Mensah, and then confided in him and prayed that he speaks to the sister. So the family called a meeting and resolved the issue. So it was this same sister, the deceased, who drove the suspect to her house back again. So it was at that point that we are told a few minutes later, the suspect went to the kitchen, picked the kitchen knife, hid it in his trousers, knocked at the gate of his sister. And when the sister opened the door, he started stabbing her multiple times. According to police,
Right.
The disease was stabbed 7 times in the neck, abdomen, and also at the back.
And finally, we know that issues relating to the mental health history of the accused also did come up in court. Tell us more.
Yes, the suspect made his maiden appearance before the Achuma District Court today, where Chief Superintendent Albert Odekwansa prosecuted him. And when the presiding magistrate at the point wanted to find out from the accused person whether all was well, he responded in affirmative that yes, he is well and nothing was wrong with him. So this perhaps indicates that he committed the act, knowing very well that whatever transpired is something that he planned doing. So the case has been adjourned to December 1st for the suspect to be remanded into police custody to allow police investigations to continue. All
right, then. I would have to leave it here. We'll still keep an eye on that story and bring you some updates, Director General.